I'm going to tell you a story not about a diet, but about a profound reconnection, a journey back to the effortless energy that your body was designed to command. So listen closely, because this is the key that unlocks a life free from the relentless cycle of the sugar crash and the suffocating stress of the calorie counter. Imagine, for a moment, standing on a relentless, brightly lit treadmill, where the only instruction is to count, weigh, measure, and restrict, where every bite is accompanied by a silent calculation of macros and micros, where the fear of exceeding an arbitrary numerical limit overshadows the simple, primal joy of eating nourishing food, leaving you perpetually anxious, exhausted, and feeling like a failure. This isn't health. This is a state of nutritional hypervigilance, and it steals your mental bandwidth, leaving you drained before your day even truly begins. Now, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and step off that treadmill, because the path we're talking about is fundamentally different. It's about reducing your carbohydrate intake to a level where your body stops relying on the quick-burning, volatile fuel source that constantly sends your blood sugar soaring and crashing, and instead, it gently guides your metabolism back to its original, robust, and infinitely more stable power source: fat. This is the low-carb revolution, a strategic shift that promises not merely a fleeting change in appearance, but a deep systemic transformation in your health, mood, and long-term vitality. A transition away from the frantic, high-demand system fueled by glucose spikes and toward the steady, calm, and seemingly inexhaustible energy of fat adaptation, which is precisely why this is the story you need to hear right now. The immediate, short-term benefits, the ones you feel within the first few weeks, are nothing short of miraculous for those accustomed to chronic fatigue and brain fog. The very first thing you'll notice is the dissipation of that gnawing, stressful food preoccupation. We are moving away from the tyranny of the clock and the scale, liberating ourselves from the obsession of tracking every single morsel. Because when you drastically reduce the input of highly processed, quickly metabolized carbohydrates, you automatically lower the insulin response. And insulin, the body's primary storage hormone, is the conductor of the metabolic orchestra that dictates when and how you feel hungry. By stabilizing insulin, you kill the incessant artificial cravings that used to hijack your willpower. The hunger that returns is a calm, natural signal, not the desperate, urgent demand of a hypoglycemic panic attack, allowing you to go for hours, 4, 6, maybe even 8, with sustained energy and focus, no longer feeling the obligatory need to snack every 2 hours just to keep the lights on. This is the power of metabolic stability manifesting in the immediate term. The mental clarity sharpens because your brain is now running on ketones, a premium, high-octane fuel that crosses the blood-brain barrier with ease, providing a much more consistent and powerful energy source than glucose alone. Washing away the afternoon slump that used to make the post-lunch hours feel like wading through thick mud, replacing it with a clean, clear, and powerful cognitive engine that stays engaged and alert from morning until evening. You'll find yourself more productive, more present in conversations, and less prone to the irritable emotional swings that accompany the carbohydrate roller coaster, marking the end of the short-term energy volatility and the beginning of a profound sense of inner calm and steady disposition. As you settle into the medium-term phase, typically spanning from 1 to 6 months, the benefits move beyond simply feeling better and start to rewrite your internal physiological script, focusing deeply on systemic health improvements that no scale can truly capture. This is where your body undergoes the real metabolic overhaul, improving insulin sensitivity. For years, perhaps decades, a high carbohydrate load has forced your pancreas to constantly pump out insulin, eventually leading your cells to become weary and resistant to its call, a hallmark of prediabetes and metabolic syndrome. By reducing the carb load, you give your cells a much-needed break, allowing their insulin receptors to become sensitive and responsive once more, which is perhaps the single most important long-term health intervention anyone can make. This reversal of insulin resistance leads directly to a massive reduction in systemic inflammation, the silent killer responsible for everything from joint pain and autoimmune issues to heart disease and neurodegenerative disorders. Inflammation is often fueled by high blood sugar and repeated insulin spikes, and by removing that fuel, you essentially put out the metabolic fire that has been slowly burning inside your body, leading to less joint stiffness, a significant reduction in chronic aches and pains, and an overall feeling of biological youthfulness. Moreover, the low-carb approach forces your body to become fat-adapted, meaning it gets incredibly efficient at accessing and burning your own stored body fat for energy. This isn't just about weight loss. This is about achieving metabolic flexibility, the ability to effortlessly switch between burning dietary fat and stored body fat without relying on external food sources every few hours, giving you true food freedom and independence, meaning you can easily skip a meal without that frantic, desperate feeling of starvation, which is a powerful psychological and physiological advantage. The stable energy and improved sleep quality, which initially manifested as short-term gains, consolidate into a robust, unshakable foundation of well-being. You sleep deeper, you wake more refreshed, and the quality of your waking hours is profoundly elevated because your body is no longer struggling to manage volatile blood sugar levels throughout the night. Instead, utilizing a slow, steady stream of energy derived from fat, making this medium-term adaptation a true game-changer for overall health and performance. The long-term benefits, spanning years and influencing your entire trajectory toward healthy aging, are where the low-carb lifestyle truly shines as a preventative health strategy. When we talk about longevity and a vibrant life, we are fundamentally talking about maintaining the health of our cardiovascular system, our brain, and our endocrine system, all of which are profoundly protected by sustained metabolic health. The consistent control over blood sugar translates into drastically reduced risks for type 2 diabetes, but the protective effects extend much further. The reduction in inflammatory markers and the shift in cholesterol particle size, often seen on a low-carb diet, support arterial health, lowering the risk of atherosclerosis and heart disease. Instead of focusing on total cholesterol, which is often misleading, the low-carb approach tends to improve the critical metrics like reduced triglycerides and increased beneficial HDL cholesterol, painting a much healthier picture of cardiovascular risk. The neurological benefits also become increasingly significant over the long haul. The brain, which accounts for about 20% of the body's energy expenditure, thrives on the steady, powerful ketones, leading many to experience not just immediate clarity, but long-term protection against age-related cognitive decline. By controlling insulin, you are also controlling one of the master aging signals in the body. High insulin signaling is often linked to accelerated aging, and by maintaining low, stable insulin levels, you are effectively tapping into pathways associated with longevity and cellular repair, such as autophagy, the body's internal recycling system that clears out damaged cells and promotes cellular renewal. This sustained energy, which is now a default setting, allows for a consistently active lifestyle, where exercise is no longer a painful chore to burn off excess calories, but a joyful expression of the abundant energy you possess, leading to a synergistic effect. The improved diet makes exercise easier, and the exercise further enhances metabolic health, locking you into a positive feedback loop of ever-improving vitality. This is the ultimate payoff, a life where you are not merely surviving but thriving, free from the exhaustion and chronic illness that plague so many, enjoying unparalleled mental and physical energy that allows you to pursue your passions with the full force of a body that finally works for you, not against you. Ultimately proving that this shift in food choices is not a temporary regimen, but a permanent health-optimizing lifestyle that delivers freedom, energy, and a profound sense of self-mastery that transcends any fleeting aesthetic goal. This is the healthy, energetic life you've been searching for, and it begins the moment you decide to step off the calorie-counting treadmill and choose metabolic freedom.